Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna take a first look here at this great game. This game is A Touch of Evil, and this is the 10th anniversary edition for this game. I recently got this game as part of a trade. I traded one of my games from my personal collection for this game, and so I got this game basically for free, and I was really happy. This game is beautiful. And to say that this game is beautiful, that is really an understatement. This game is gorgeous, okay? It's a great game. The components in this game are phenomenal, and the quality overall is really nice. Everything in this game is top-notch. I got to say that I was really impressed here by this deluxe edition, this premium edition, the premium version of this game. This game was made by Flying Frog Productions, a gaming company that is based in the United States that makes pretty cool games. I never had the chance to try out one of their games before. I know that Flying Frog Productions' games are pretty special because they are different from most board games that you got out there. So I was actually pretty happy, pretty excited to get this game, and of all the games that they have made so far, this game is the one that most interested me, okay? Because this game is based on this gothic horror theme that just sounds and looks so cool. I love horror movies. I've watched my share of horror movies, and I just love the idea of playing a gothic horror board game. So this is A Touch of Evil. Right there on that chair you can see the big box that contains all the components that you can see here on the table. You see it's a big box. That box weighs a ton. It's huge. Everything about this game is really nice, and the production here is really one notch above pretty much any board game that you got out there, okay? So here, really, I really appreciate the great lengths that this gaming company went to for this special edition for this game. I played this game for the first time this afternoon. It took me 1.5 hours. I played this game solo, okay? I played this game alone here in this room by myself. It took me 1.5 hours. It was rather enjoyable. Had some good time here playing this game. After finishing playing this game, I thought that I would record this video and give you my first impressions, okay? My first personal thoughts on this game, what I think about this game. So first of all, just like I said before, let's start from the artwork and the component quality of this game. Components in this game are great. What really sets this game apart, what really sets most Flying Frog Productions games apart from, you know, the most board games that you got out there, your typical board game, is the artwork. If you take a close look here at these cards, you see that on these cards you don't get your typical fantasy illustrations. These are actually real people, and you got real actors on these cards. So that is already different from, you know, your typical board game. I actually really liked here this different artwork on these cards. I actually really like this aspect of the game. Everything in this game is different, it's special, it is made in a different way. And this is why Flying Frog Productions have made games so far that have really struck a chord with the gaming audience out there. Generally, just by taking a look here at these cards and the artwork, the fact that you've got real people, real actors on these cards, that is already a sign, a pretty distinctive sign that this is a Flying Frog Productions' game. Then you've got all the other components. You've got this beautiful board that is really nice. The illustration on this board is pretty simple. It seems that it was made with just pencil, but it highlights the major locations in a very nice way, and it feels just like a very ancient chart, a very ancient map, and I really like that. Then you got these beautiful plastic pieces that are placed here on the board at the four corners of the board, and this is again one premium extra bonus component that you got for this special edition of this game. These 4 locations here, the woods, the abandoned keep, the manor, and the windmill, have got their own unique deck that you find right here by the board. And these cards are different from the other cards in the game, because these cards are set here in the corresponding location. So these cards here, for example, have got illustrations that are set in the woods. This other card here have got illustrations that are set in this other location, okay? So this is just to give you pretty much an idea of how far they went to, okay, when it came to creating this game. Then this game also gives you a host of characters to choose from for your hero. This is the hero that I chose for this first solo playthrough. This is Inspector Cook, pretty cool character. And right there you can find the miniature for this hero. And this is the miniature. You've got a host of other characters you can choose from with their own cool miniature that you can use to play the game. That is the villain that I chose for this first playthrough. I chose to play against the vampire because the vampire has got a series of very nice abilities that you find here on the villain's character sheet. And what I really like about this villain here is that the vampire is able to spawn a host of minions, a host of different creatures. And you basically roll dice here. This is the minion chart. And then you figure out the result that you have rolled. And then based on that result, you're going to place here different types of creatures on the board. Here we've got these tokens on the board where we got to spawn these minions. When you're playing with the vampire, you can have packs of wolves, bats, zombies over there, and these are controlled by the vampire. Now, I have to say that all these different components, they really put the theme to fruition. That makes it possible for you to play and enjoy a gothic horror game. But I have to say that I was a little bit disappointed, okay, because I thought the game was going to be actually a lot darker, okay? I thought the game was more twisted, was darker and scarier. This is not the kind of game that gives you some serious nightmares when you lie in your bed later at night. This game is more focused on giving you an investigation experience, okay? This game really revolves on investigating. Your hero is an investigator, he is a detective that comes from the town, who finds himself in this village, the village of Shadowbrook, and he's just going to explore here the village and its surroundings, looking for clues that are represented in the game by these round plastic tokens. And basically just trying to understand what is really happening in this village. The game really revolves around this investigation thing, okay? This is more of a detective game rather than a horror game. You got all the elements of horror right here. The illustrations are pretty horrifying, okay? Most of them. But the game is not really scary. You can play this game with kids. They're not gonna get scared at all. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think this is a bad aspect, a negative aspect of the game. I actually really enjoy having a true detective game. I really like that. I think that investigating is pretty cool in board games. But I just got the impression that by looking at the box and all the components and the artwork, I just got the impression at the beginning that this game was more focused on giving you a nightmare, okay, on giving you a scary gaming experience rather than giving you, kind of a CSI experience, okay, like a crime scene investigation type of board game, okay, because this game really feels that way. You are a detective, murders are gonna happen in this village, you go to the crime scene and you investigate. You may encounter some pretty vicious monsters and you have to defeat them and kill them. And you are just on your own, okay? You don't have a party with you. It's just you in this fog-bound village trying to figure out what is going on in this place. I just wanted this game to be a little bit more cursed, a little bit darker, a little bit more evil. This game is really just a touch of evil, just like its name suggests. It's really just a touch of evil, okay? I don't know, I just wanted this game to be a little bit more evil, but maybe this is just my sick mind that is just too used to watching very sick horror movies. So this is the first thing that I have with this game, okay? The second thing that I have with this game is that I enjoyed this first solo playthrough, but I didn't really enjoy the ending part of this first adventure. Because you see, this is my hero, and these are pretty much all the cards and the items that I was able to collect and then use in my game. With all these cards, I was able to roll a total of 10 dice during the final battle with the vampire over there. And every time you roll a 6 or a 5, that is basically a hit against the villain. And the villain only has 5 hit points, okay? So you roll 10 dice, you get 5 hits, and that's it. That's the end of the battle, okay? So I thought this final, this is called the Showdown. I thought this final showdown with the villain was going to be a lot more intense. And yes, the vampire actually has got its own unique ability that allows him to evade a few attacks, but it was actually really easy to take out the monster, okay? So that was a little bit disappointing because you're playing this game for more than an hour and then you get to the final showdown and you roll a bunch of dice and that's pretty much it. So that was really pretty disappointing. But I really liked that I got to roll 10 dice, okay? I never rolled this many dice in a board game before. Basically, these cards and these characters, these are like allies that follow you during the final part of the game. These cards have got effects that give you the chance to roll more dice, because by default, you generally roll just 3 or 4 dice. But then by collecting these items and having these people follow you during the final showdown, you can roll more dice. And I got to roll 10 dice in total. That was insane, okay? It never happened to me before. I really enjoyed that. But then, the drawback to rolling 10 dice is that with just one dice roll, basically, you have killed the monster already. Then the last thing that I have to discuss for this game is this CD here. This game comes with this CD that includes 20 tracks that have been made that have been recorded and scored by a woman called, let me find out the name here, Mary Beth Magallens. Sorry there if I botched the name. Anyway, this CD is pretty cool. I never found a CD, okay, in a board game before. And this is again another distinctive sign that this is a Flying Frog Productions game. Because they even think about the music that you listen to while you're playing a game. So I obviously played this CD alone as I was playing this board game. And I've got to say that the tracks in this CD are fine, okay, but nothing too special. I like this idea. I just think the tracks needed to be a little bit scarier, okay? Just like overall everything for this game. I just wanted this game to be a little bit scarier, okay? I just wanted this game to be a little bit more horrifying and terrifying. But this is just, the way I feel. Okay, so this was my first impression review for this great board game. I just can't wait to play this game with more players. A Touch of Evil is ultimately just a package where you got all the things horror, okay? You got lots of different creatures and monsters and villains, and basically it is your go-to game for an epic horror-themed adventure. When it comes to horror, you got it all in this game. And so this is the way I feel right now about this game, okay? Thank you for watching this video and stay tuned because sooner or later, I'm going to make the final review for this game, and there you'll be able to listen to my final thoughts for this game. Alright, so this was A Touch of Evil 10th Anniversary Edition. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.